The Scholastic Ball Report is sponsored by UK Sports Medicine and by Crown Trophy, Double Dogs, Mingy Beef Jerky, Prep Spin, P-Rats, Rafferty's, Roberts Insurance, Sutherland Chevrolet, and by Whitaker Bank.
Hello, I'm Gary Ball. Welcome to the Scholastic Ball Report. We've got a great show for you this week. As always, we have a feature from WKYT from around the state. The Roberts Insurance Team of the Week, softball team from East Jessamine High School over in Nicholasville. Crown Trophy Scholar Athletes of the Week, softball player Abby Hammond from Lexington Catholic, the Phenom. From Nicholasville, we have the Sutherland Chevrolet Drive of the Week with some great sports action. From UK Sports Medicine Healthcare, we have Rob Ullery, Director of Outreach. All that coming up on the show.
During the Girls Sweet 16 tournament in Rupp Arena at Central Bank Center, you'll find young ladies making a scoop on and off the court.
But do you know how to do, like, you can't just click $15 voucher and then no gift cards?
On this food court, there is one head coach, or should we say boss.
Do y'all need anything else? Where's your spoons? Oh, y'all put them in the drawer. Okay. Perfect.
Preparing her team for the impending customer full court press.
So we're not selling that today?
Taylor Cook is the woman in charge. She's the owner and operator of Taylor Bell's Ice Cream, and she's 21 years old.
I love what I do. I come to work every day loving what I do.
This is no overnight success. Taylor started her ice cream venture at Anderson County High School's Future Farmers of America program at 15. She started selling out of a trailer at local events. Her homemade ice cream was so good she won the FFA state competition twice. The popular flavors of Blue Madness and Bourbon Blast can be found at Critchfield Meats, Midway University, and at EKU, where Taylor is enrolled, majoring in, you guessed it, business.
The classes that I'm in now, I go to read the book and I'm like, well, I know exactly what this is, so some of the tests I can take without even reading the book.
But she is learning about a gap between men and women in entrepreneurship.
There's a 33% gap from women in business to men in business, and there's a gap. And they were just saying how we need to close that gap.
Her mom, Amanda, helps with finances.
She's taken it ever since she's been 15, taking it by the horns, and she's amazing. I can't be more proud of her.
But being able to negotiate this product to be sold within the concourse of Rupp Arena had its challenges.
It is hard sometimes negotiating deals just because you are so young. People don't look at you like, you are a business owner.
Taylor's message to other women wanting to start a business:
hey, if you do have a dream, go after it. You can do it.
A scoop of confidence with a little sprinkle of girl power sounds like a recipe for success. In Lexington, Chelsea Jones, WKYT.
All right, we're here with the East Jessamine Jaguars fast pitch softball team. Coach Kevin Dennis is here in the house with us. But here on the couch, we've got Miss Brianna Craig, who is a pitcher and a power hitter. Miss Allie Lane, we'll talk to you about your position and how you play on the season. Miss Carly Terrell and Haley Stansberry, who's playing first base on the season. So Brianna, we'll start with you. Just talk to us about your role on the team and how things are going for you.
My role is pitcher and outfield. This year so far has been going really well. We've had good games. I've been doing really well.
Allie?
I played shortstop.
Didn't you used to be a catcher too at one point?
Yeah.
Switch positions. I know Haley, you switched positions too as well, because you used to be a pitcher too, right?
Yeah.
Carly, talk to us about your role.
I play center field, and I'm just like an on-base hitter. I'm not like a power hitter, just like basics.
Yeah. And then Haley.
I play first base, so my roles are kind of to save my infielders' tails on throws that aren't necessarily perfect, and I bat third, so my role there is just to kind of move runners around, make stuff happen, put the ball in play. So.
What does it mean to be a Jaguar and play for such a history-rich program?
Well, we've all been here a really long time. The three of us have been here since 7th grade, and Bree was right behind us. And I think just being with Kevin and like with the same girls for such a long time is like created such a good bond that's like more than the game.
Allie, your thoughts?
She said it all. She pretty much said all of it. We've all pretty much grown up together throughout all of it, so it's really good to have such a good coach and good girls behind you.
Haley, switching over to first base and playing that, was there a reason why you decided not to pitch anymore, or is it because they need you more at first? Or?
Pitching just isn't really my thing. I knew it wasn't what I wanted to do in college. I definitely would still do it if they needed me, but I have faith in the pitching staff that we have, so yeah. I felt like that I would be better in the infield.
Brianna, you're in the circle quite a bit. Talk to us about being in the circle and pitching for your team.
I mean, ain't gonna lie, it's stressful. You have to have a lot of mental strength to pitch, because if you do one bad pitch, you can't just get mad. You have to keep going. And it can get pretty hard, but toughing through it and being there for the team and helping them out it's a good job to do.
Talk to us about your plate approach and being able to hit home runs.
Honestly, I just don't try to think that hard. I try to just look for a strike, and if I can hit it, I can hit it. I don't try to put too much pressure on myself.
Coach Kevin Dennis and East Jessamine head fast pitch coach. And Coach, just talk to us about the season and how it's going for you.
So far, we've started out well. We're 4-2. We're hitting the ball good. We're working on our pitching. We're trying to figure out. We've got a senior, a freshman, and a 7th grader. So early on, we're mixing them up, trying to figure out how it's going to go best. And as long as we hit the ball, we're going to compete with everybody we play.
Yeah, I know coming into the season, I asked you, I said, how's the team looking? And you were like, well, we're got a young team. We got 4 good seniors on the team, but you said at the time you had a long way to go, but now you're off to a fast start at 4-2. How do you feel now, Coach?
Same as I did. Our 4 seniors, they can play, they can hit the ball. Like they said, they've been here since they were babies, so. Yeah. They're doing their job, and we played a game the other day. I think those 3 we had 11 hits and scored 2 runs. So they did their job, and if we can get everybody with them, then we'll be in good shape.
Speaking of runs, you got a lot of offensive power in this lineup. You all have scored more runs than just about any team that's out there compared to the number of games you played. So I think it was like 68 runs in the 6 games you've played so far. That's pretty impressive.
Correct. Yes, we've been hitting the ball well. And defensively so far, except for a couple of innings, we fielded the ball well. So far we're doing good.
Talk to us, if you can, just individually about each senior.
All right. I'll start over here. Carly, they came when they were in 7th grade. So, it's like they've been here ever since I was here. She leads off for us, plays center field. I think every game but one this year she's led off with a hit, and that always gets us going. And she's doing a good job in center field for the most part. Sarah's working on that, so that's really helped. Allie, she's as hard a nose players are ever put on the field. Like you said, she started out catching for us, and then finally I got a catcher, Maddie, that I can put back there and catch all the time, and I can leave Allie at short, and she just makes all the plays. And she bats second for us, and she always puts it in play. So that helps. And then Bree, like she told you before, when she's batting, you don't know what to tell her. She told me one time she just turns a static on in her head and goes up there and swings. So she's doing good, and she's pitching, playing left field when she doesn't pitch, and doing a good job so far. If I can keep her from being injured, we're doing good. And then Haley, she told you about pitching. Last year we were short pitching. She told me she was working on pitching to help us out, and she'll do anything you ask her. We even played her at second so we could get Mallory in the infield at first last year, and she did a great job at second. Now this year she's back at first where she belongs, and she's hitting the ball well and getting big hits to knock in runs or move runners when we need them. So they're doing their jobs like they should.
Welcome back into the Scholastic Ball Report. William Warfield here with you, the king of stream, and I'm excited. You know, we got one of the best pitchers, hitters in the state of Kentucky when it comes to fast pitch softball. Miss Abby Hammond of Lexington Catholic, just a freshman, but everybody's already heard her name already. And Abby, welcome to the show. You are our Crown Trophy Scholar Athlete of the Week.
Thank you very much. I'm excited to be here.
Absolutely. So we'll get right into it. What got you started in softball?
Well, my dad was a big part of getting me started. I actually started playing baseball just down the road at Veterans Park, and I was playing t-ball, and I played that for 1 year, and my parents found a softball league in town at Cardinal Run, and I started playing softball when I was 6, I think. So I started baseball when I was 5 and then played softball, and I really enjoyed it, and it was a lot of fun, and I figured out I was pretty good at it, and I just stuck with it.
When did you realize that, this could lead to big things? You later on down the road, you may have college offers or even be able to play professionally in the sport.
Well, I started pitching when I was 7, I think. And my travel team, I played for Bluegrass Force at the time, they needed a pitcher. And so we were just trying out people, and my dad was an assistant coach. And we went to a lesson, and I was pretty good at it my first time. So I kept going to lessons, and my parents realized that I had a talent. And I continued to work hard at it, went to lessons every week, and I've stuck with it, and I've been really successful, and I'm continuing to work hard. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, I know you play other sports as well. Coach Tech, was happy to have you on the basketball team, and you got a lot of playing time. I mean, you were in the starting 5 there with them. Talk to us about playing different sports in the off season to keep yourself in the game.
Well, it's obviously a tough balance because with pitching, I have to practice a lot during basketball season.
Yeah.
So I'm going to the gym to practice basketball right after school, and then sometimes it's right over to the cages after that to pitch and work at it. But Coach Tech's very supportive of multi-sport athletes. We have a lot of multi-sport athletes on the basketball team, soccer, softball, maybe a couple volleyball. But he's super supportive, very flexible. And I really love basketball as well. It keeps me in condition for softball. And I love the people on that team as well. It's so much fun to play.
Yeah. All right, so we know you can't get to the next level without, having an importance and an emphasis on what's important in the classroom. So I know you do well on the field. Talk to us about off the field.
Well, it's really important to do well academically because obviously when you get to the next level, you have to have those good grades. You have to be successful, and you have to be able to adapt because when you're going on the road and sometimes missing classes or traveling in college, it's really important that you can talk to your teachers and adjust with homework and tests and everything. So
right.
In the classroom, I have to spend a lot of time outside of sports studying, so that calls for some late nights and some extra studying outside of school, but I think I do a good job of adjusting and balancing my practice schedule with my academics as well.
Yeah, definitely putting all the accolades out there for being the perfect role model, not only with your play on the field, but also doing what you do off the field in the classroom. That's pretty awesome. And that's why you're our Crown Trophy Scholar Athlete of the Week here today and this week. And let's talk real quick about the season. I know you're pretty excited about this Lexington Catholic team. You all are off to a nice start already on the season, and your teammates are playing well. You're playing well. What are the goals for this year for Lexington Catholic?
Well, I'd say we're taking it one step at a time. We've got Lafayette tomorrow. That's a big step into winning districts, and then we'll take it on to winning our next game in region. Coach M's always very adamant about taking it one step at a time and working in practice to win the next game. So I'm trying not to think too far ahead. Obviously, the ultimate goal is to win the state championship, but to do that, you have to win region, obviously, which unfortunately we fell short of last year. So from that point on, I'm taking it one day at a time. My plan is to win the next game, and hopefully that'll pay off in the end.
Abby Hammond and the Lexington Catholic Knights doing big things this season. She's our Scholar Athlete of the Week here on the Ball Report. We'll be right back after these messages.
It's time now for your Sutherland Chevrolet Drive of the Week. The #1 ranked team in Kentucky, George Rogers Clark, putting on a show in the boys' Sweet 16 at Rupp Arena. The Cards getting performances from just about everyone. In the second half, GRC starts to pull away. Trent Edwards, the putback. This offense high-flying, and they play defense when they have to. GRC and the high-flying Cards, your Sutherland Chevrolet Drive of the Week.
Today we have the UK Sports Medicine Director of Outreach, Athletic Trainer Services, Rob Ullery. Welcome to the Scholastic Ball Report, Rob.
Thanks, Gary.
We're getting rolling on spring sports such as softball and baseball. What types of injuries do we see in those two sports?
Well, unfortunately, the types of injuries we see have a broad range of injuries, but the most common injuries we see occur in the shoulder and the elbow.
What are these types of injuries caused from?
A lot of them, unfortunately, is caused from overuse. A lot of baseball and softball players constantly throw, and either it's through bad mechanics or improper stretching, overuse. So those sorts of things can lead to injuries in that shoulder and elbow area. And it can be very problematic for a thrower to have that throwing arm being injured.
Why is it so important to work on these groups of muscles?
So the group of muscles that control throwing actually originate in the shoulder blade. And I always like to say that if you don't have a good foundation, then you're really setting yourself up for problems. And a lot of people think that they just need to strengthen the shoulder or things like that. And that's not entirely true. We really concentrate on the whole kinetic chain, which is and it begins back at that shoulder blade and those back muscles. So that's why it's so important to not only strengthen the shoulder, but to strengthen that shoulder blade. And that will help hopefully alleviate some of the problems that these throwers are having. And that's what's it's commonly missed and commonly underutilized as a part of the throwing athlete themselves.
What can we do to take care of our arms after we pitch?
So it's a good thing that I'm a firm believer in icing the arms after they pitch. There's a whole school of thought out there about not icing and not doing those sorts of things, but I'm kind of an old school kind of guy, and anytime that you're throwing, you're going to have quote unquote micro tears, and you're going to have damage, and you're going to have inflammation, and that ice is going to calm down that inflammation. So I think it's really important that they ice. I also think it's important that they run to get some of that lactic acid out of their bodies. And you'll see pitchers run poles, or you'll see them running after they're done throwing. I mean, and that goes all the way up to the major league level. And when I coached Little League, I had my youngsters do the same thing. And it's important to get that lactic acid out of their body and to do those sorts of things to help alleviate the pooling of that lactic acid, which can cause an inflammation, which can cause pain, which can cause injury then.
Can athletes be treated for these types of injuries in the UK Sports Medicine walk-in clinic?
Yeah, I mean, we offer that walk-in clinic every Monday through Friday from 7 to 8, and no appointment necessary. And it's we're busy, and that's a great thing. And it's a bad thing that these student athletes are getting injured, but it's a good thing that they're being seen by sports medicine specialists and getting taken care of. So all you have to do is come to our Turfland Clinic any Monday through Friday from 7 a.m. to 8 a.m., and you'll get seen by a sports medicine physician.
Thank you, Rob, for the important information of being on the Scholastic Ball Report. That's Rob Oley from UK Sports Medicine Healthcare, keeping us healthy and safe for all high school sports activities. We'll be right back with more on the Scholastic Ball Report. Well, that's a show for this week. Join us next week for another exciting high school show highlighting high school athletes. Special thanks to our team who make it possible. Pressman's King of Stream, William Warfield. Joel Clace, WKYT, our director. Bridget DeVries, executive producer. And remember, for those you see and those you don't see, keep your eye on the Scholastic Ball Report.
The Scholastic Ball Report was sponsored by UK Sports Medicine and by Crown Trophy, Double Dogs, Mingy Beef Jerky, Prep Spin, P-Rats, Rafferty's, Roberts Insurance, Sutherland Chevrolet, and by Whitaker Bank.